going on? My name's Young Falcon, and welcome to my very first big E3 review roundup. I'm going to be giving a letter grade to all the press conferences, and make sure you stay tuned till the end to see the rankings of each individual press conference from each individual company. With that all being said, let's start with the one that kickstarted everything, Google, surprisingly, with the Google Stadia. It was garbage. I'm sorry, Google Stadia sucked. Thank you. Baldur's Gate 3 got announced. That game looks interesting to say the least, but everything else was awful. It was streaming, but it was all old games for the most part. And also streaming service and the pricing models and all the stuff behind it looks very bad. I just don't have faith in streaming, like video game streaming services, okay? Google Stadia, not the wave, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just keep it real. You gotta have the right internet speed for it. Just going off of their upload speed test that they had, where you have to be in a certain range to get the minimum of 720p. A lot of people just won't have that to offer. You know, it's rough on these streets, to say the least, and I just always feel like input delay is going to be a huge issue. It seems like a cool concept in theory, but I feel like the execution is going to be bad, especially considering the fact you're going to have to buy games in order to stream them. Like, that's my biggest hang up, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you can download those games onto your Chromecast or Chromebook or whatever to store for later use or anything like that. It's just you pay your $15 a month for the Pro package so you can get that 4K capabilities, and then on top of that, you pay for the game, so it's like $60 on top of the $15 a month, and then, you know, if the service dies, which it might, you don't know, you could lose all that money and all that time you put in and money you invested into the streaming service just gone. You know what I'm saying? And that's my biggest issue. I've seen it with the Ouya, seen it with OnLive back in the day. I don't want to see it again. Even Gaikai kind of got bought out by Sony and just kind of disappeared, you know, dispersed. Haven't heard much from them, other than I guess I think they're doing PlayStation Now, maybe. But I just don't have faith in the video game streaming thing. And since it technically was an E3 press conference, I'm going to just give you guys a little spoiler warning. Easily the worst conference. Easily. But alright, next up is EA Play. Reading off my list here, we got The Sims 4 Island Living. They revealed Madden 20, FIFA 20, Battlefield 5 news, and Star Wars Fallen Order. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Sorry, I corrected myself. Let's get right to it. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, however... Oh yeah, Battlefield 5 sucks, but whatever. It's just getting single player. No one cares. That game's bad. Anyways, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order looks really good. Alright, this game looks solid. The gameplay trailer they showed, not gonna lie, a little bit cringe bro, as they say, a little bit mid. I wish there wasn't a lot of moments where he's just slowly walking around and looking and doing the E3 thing. It was cool, I guess, but since it was pre-recorded, I really just wanted to see him throw hands. I wanted to just see him go in, and when he was going in and using all the force powers, the game looked incredible. Being able to like stop an enemy in his tracks and just watching him vibrate as his laser blast is frozen, and you're able to pull him into the blaster and throw him into enemy opponents and all that, and enemy stormtroopers, and cut him down to size and parry and all that cool stuff, made the game look really interesting, and I can't wait to see how the combat's going to play out. You can obviously tell they're taking a couple cues from the Soulsborne franchise, if you will, or those kind of styles of games. But the way this game looks, being able to finally freely use your powers and deflect bullets while wall running and all that crazy cool shenanigans that will be in this game, leads me to believe that it's going to be a little bit more action-packed and maybe a more action style similar to DMC rather than the Soulsborne games, you know, with all thanks to all the crazy force usage and stuff. We'll just have to wait and see for that one. We won't have to wait much longer, thankfully, because it's going to be on its way very, very soon. So, however, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game looks good. I'm very excited for it, and it's gonna be good. Like, it's gonna be really good. Moving on, we're gonna talk about Xbox's press conference. Man, this was a pulverizing one. I heard some good, I heard some bad. Let me just, you know, kind of cover my opinions on it. Just go through all the games really quickly here, kind of give you guys what I think. Minecraft Dungeons, you know, came out of nowhere. Basically our Minecraft 2, a Minecraft sequel, if you will. I guess it's still technically a spin-off, but hey, expand on that lore. Overall, Diablo-style Minecraft, I didn't know I wanted it until now, to keep it real with you. It looks fun, you know, it's something for the kids to play. The couch co-op aspect's going to be dope, and I just can't wait to play it. I know that sounds like a shocker, and yes, I know it's going to be multi-plat, but hey, Diablo Minecraft, being able to kind of build and take down mobs of zombies and slimes and all that stuff, I'm signing up for it, especially as long as the price is manageable. It's like $40, $50. As long as it's not like full price, I'm fine with it. I definitely would cop it. It looks like a fun game, and I can't wait to get a little group together and just go around slaying all these Minecraft mobs and just seeing the lore of Minecraft, you know what I mean? It looks interesting to say the least. So yeah, sign me up. It looks like a fun little game. Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Very excited for this game. I love the grotesque design of the owl they showed in the trailer. I just thought it was dope. He's had like long talons and stuff, and just, oh, it was freaky, but I'm here for it. I'm really excited to play that game. I really need to sit down and play Ori and the Blind Forest. I'm going to try to get through that on my backlog very soon. That game looks incredible. I love the hand-drawn style. It really reminds me of another used to be a Microsoft exclusive, Dustin Elysian Tale, and I loved that game playing it. It was so gorgeous, such a fun hack and slash, and I really need to sit down and play some Ori and the Blind Forest and kind of get a feel for it before I go into the sequel. Thankfully, I got some time as it's coming out February 2020, so definitely a game to keep your eye out for. I assume most of you will be because, hey, it's Ori, you know what I'm saying. And speaking of Xbox, I really just want to talk about such a strong showing they had with their press conference, at least in terms of solidifying what they're about, which is the Xbox ecosystem and community. The Game Pass bundle, the whole PC and Xbox Game Pass intertwining together. Huge fan of that and the crossplay. I think it's going to be great to finally have this Windows ecosystem just kind of come together and just build a sense of community, allowing all sorts of players to play no matter what the console you're on or device you're on or any of that, especially with xCloud now coming into the mix. You know, that streaming I'm down for. You know, I'm still buying these games physically. I can still own them. If my streaming service goes out or stops working, it's whatever, because at the end of the day, I can finally just sit down and play those games at home, at my leisure, if something goes haywire when I'm out and about trying to stream those games, you know what I'm saying? And also being able to set your console as an in-home streaming thing sounds enticing. I'm gonna need to hear a little bit more and actually just test it for myself, but thankfully Microsoft will give us the chance to test that around this fall from the sounds of things. So we'll just have to keep in touch and see what that's all about. So yeah, xCloud looks very interesting, and again, being able to use your console as an in-home streaming device, I'm very interested in what they're gonna have to do with that. Speaking of all of that, the Game Pass feature Xbox has been touting so much, it is really good. I'm loving the deal. $15 a month for hundreds of games, including Xbox exclusives day one, which I do have to admit I wish we got a little bit more of, but whatever. Regardless, that is really good, on top of being able to play with your PC, on top of having a month of gold along with that, and a free upgrade if you already have, say, 12 months of gold like myself, or 24 months, or whatever many gold months you have, up to 36. You could get all of that for a $1 upgrade at the moment, and to me, that is... that's such a good deal, man. You could say what you want about Microsoft, but the fact that I could play on my Xbox so then move over to my more powerful hardware, or you're out and about with your friends and you're playing a couple rounds of some game on your Xbox, so you want to transfer that data to your PC when you get home. Regardless, all of that stuff accumulating is so good, and I just love the deal. I've been bouncing between my PC and Xbox constantly recently, just, you know, getting the best on that PC and then going out to the living room to continue my games on the Xbox One X and bouncing between the two. It's just good stuff. I don't have a 4K monitor on my PC, but I have a 4K TV, you know what I'm saying? And be able to bounce between all these games is just... it's so cool to me. I'm sorry, I guess it's small, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, I get that aspect, but dude, this is really dope to me as an Xbox fan and just as a gamer in general. So yeah, I'm definitely loving what they did with all of that. Also, their acquisition of Double Fine was completely out of left field, but good stuff. And it also revealed some gameplay for Psychonauts 2, and that game looks really cool. I'm very interested in the story of it, and hopefully we get a little bit more. I'm wondering if it's coming out this year or next year, kind of up in limbo, but the game looks nice so far. Speaking of looking nice games, Ninja Theory's coming through with their famous work on games like DMC and Hellboy: Son of Sacrifice with Bleeding Edge. This game looks really dope, and I cannot wait to play a 4v4 melee game with some unique character designs, again, very grotesque at times, and just the overall feel of the game has this really unique style that I don't see often, so I can't wait to get my hands on it. Now, next I have some Japanese titles I was not expecting it to announce at Microsoft's press conference, but I guess I should have assumed so because, you know, Sony's not there, but regardless, Phantasy Star Online 2 was a huge shock. Alright, this game I've been waiting to come to the West for a long time. I always tried to play Phantasy Star Online 2 on my PC with various VPNs and methods and all this stuff, but I could never get it to work. I followed all the tutorials I could. I don't know, either I'm just stupid or I just didn't follow things correctly. I don't know, man, but I could never get it to work. But seeing it come here, to the States in 2020 is super exciting, and I cannot wait to sink my teeth into Phantasy Star again. Like, I can't wait. Phantasy Star is one of my low kind of slept on franchises, even for myself. Not a humongous fan. I never really played like the Genesis games or anything like that, but I just love Phantasy Star Zero for the DS and the portable games on the PSP. Have so much fun with them, and being able to finally kind of play that in an MMO sense, the way they're meant to be played, sign me up. I cannot wait to get my hands on that game. Tales of Arise, excuse me, was also really cool looking. A new Tales of game. Sign me up again. This game looks really good, and I love the art style. I'm really enjoying the fact that these companies are using Unreal Engine, because it's making these so shaded anime visuals just pop and really be able to flesh out their environments, which is most important to me. You know, I'm really enjoying what we're getting from these games. It just looks dope. And speaking of looking dope, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Oh my gosh, I mean, I hope we don't just stop at the Frieza saga and end it like per usual. Now, I want to see it go far, because this game looks really cool. It's giving me a Zora's Wrath vibes, and if you guys know anything about that game, then Kakarot's something you should keep your eye on. It's going to be pure high-octane Dragon Ball energy, and I'm really excited to drop $60 of cold hard cash to relive some of my favorite Dragon Ball moments in full 4K glory and 3D action, and hopefully crazy cool time events as well. Overall, Microsoft's press conference was some heat. Alright, you can say what you want. Yeah, the Project Scarlet reveal was alright. It just kind of specs. We got specs. You know what I'm saying? 5 times more powerful Xbox One X. See you 2020. Next E3. And I was like, alright, cool. And then they ended it with Halo. So, I mean, that was obviously a bonus for me. But yeah, it looks good. Alright, their conference was solid. Battletoads looks clean. There's a lot of cool games they showed off. It kind of dragged at some points, like the Gears trailer went on for way too long. I think they showed the Terminator trailer twice or something like that. I can't remember. But it was like, oh, come on, man. Gears of War, I'm not a fan of Gears of War at all. I don't like it. It lasted way too long. Get it out of here. But there were a lot of cool, interesting, tiny indie reveals. I don't want to go through like each individual one, but there's a lot of cool games there. And Microsoft kind of killed it for me this year. There's just a lot of interesting stuff that I wasn't expecting to see that blew my socks off. And you know what? They did that. You know what I'm saying? They really blew me out of the water with a lot of their reveals. So good stuff on Microsoft. I'm going to give their press conference a B+. I just thought it was pretty solid and got the job done. Next up is Bethesda. And Deathloop looks really interesting, but it was all CGI and I couldn't really tell much. I'm gonna need some more info, so I'm gonna let that one slide. Ghostwire Tokyo also looks really fun, and I love the presentation leading up to it. Really bubbly and fun. And again, need a little more. Just CGI trailer. So okay. Elder Scrolls Blades on the Switch. No one cares. Elder Scrolls Online. Don't really care for that game. Fallout 76 is finally a video game. That's great. It wasn't a good conference, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to do. Alright, let's get serious. The Wolfenstein Cyberpilot VR game looks like it's going to be fun for an hour, if that. It looks very kind of repetitive with you just working this mech. I would love a more Doom VFR style game where we're actually able to do cool stuff, but regardless, I'll take what I can get. It's only $20. I guess I might give it a shot when it's on sale. But judging from what they've shown, it just looks alright. But Wolfenstein Youngblood definitely looks like a game I really want to pull up to. I like the co-op aspect of it, and the storyline seems really interesting. I really can't wait to get my hands on that game, especially since you can get the deluxe edition and give a copy to a friend for free, which I really mess with. And then there's Doom Eternal. Take my money, please? That game looks fire. It's Doom, but like the sequel, so it's gonna be really good. I like all the grappling hook stuff with the shotgun. I like the new effects, the new weapons, the chainsaw blade he's got now, a knife. What do you call that thing? I don't know. Give it to me. I want the game now. That game looks sick, and the battle mode seems really interesting too. I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do with that in the long run, but it looks good. Overall, Bethesda's press conference was just mid though. I don't know. It just felt like there wasn't enough heat like last time. Last time wasn't even all that, but this time especially was just alright. I'm gonna give it a C-. minus, just like the recent release Rage 2. Moving on for that, we had the PC Gamer Show. Again, I'm trying to get into the PC world, and this press conference wasn't exactly doing it for me. There were some bangers though. Chivalry 2, Chivalry Medieval Warfare. If you guys remember, that game used to be a mod of something. I forgot the name of the game, but became its own full-fledged video game. Very good, very well made. Had a Deadliest Warriors expansion, and now it's getting a sequel, and I'm really excited for that. I think it's going to be dope. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Little bit of competition since we do have games like Mordor out there, so little contingent in the medieval first-person warfare genre. But hey, I'm all for some new blood, and kind of curious to see what Chivalry 2 is gonna do new compared to stuff like again Mordor and even the previous title. Looks like there's gonna be a cool castle siege mode. I'm really interested to see what they're gonna do with that, and the game just looks really good, like graphically. I'm very excited to get my hands on it. Planet Zoo, can't wait to run my zoo. Looks fun. Planet Coaster was good. I'm just expecting more of the same, but Zoo Edition, right? Zoo Tycoon style. It's gonna be good. There was one interesting game called Maneater. It's like an open world RPG, but you play as a shark and kind of upgrade him. That looks really fun. I can't wait to get my hands on that because you play as a shark in like an open sea environment, and you're like jumping out of water really high and taking bites out of people. No, like, it looks cool, dude. So that's stuff that I can't wait to get my hands on and check out. Another kind of prop hunt style game called Midnight Ghost Hunt. You're sneaking around on there. Ghosts are able to like attack you, so it's kind of like this 1v4 where you're trying to find the ghost. And 4 of you guys are looking around with your proton packs or whatever those weapons are, and just kind of zapping away and see who's gonna win first. Kind of asymmetric multiplayer. I'm always a fan of those kind of things, so sign me up. Another game I really am looking forward to is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines Dos or 2. Very interested to see what they're doing. The gameplay reveal was really cool. I'm digging all the different powers. They're very just brutal and disgusting at points, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do story-wise. It's very interesting, especially with the whole ARG they had building up to it. So that's the amount of work they're putting into that. Imagine the amount of work that's going to be put into the actual game story. And I'm not, into Vampire the Masquerade yet. I'm going to try to get into the Bloodlines game and play it a little bit. And, hopefully it's also on GOG because I really need to get into that game. But, yeah, it just looks cool. And then Shenmue 3 was surprisingly shown off at that press conference. And, again, not much to really say here, just dope. Shenmue's back and it's coming out in November. I'm really excited for it. It just looks dope. Overall, PC Gamers press conference wasn't too bad. A lot of interesting reveals from me personally. Just thought it could have, used a little bit more sauce. But overall, I'm going to give it a C+. Just enough was shown off to keep my interest. Definitely kept me watching. But a lot of the reveals were kind of mediocre to me. A lot of pixel art stuff, which just felt out of place in a conference, talking about how much you need a high-end PC and even flexing like monitors that have really fast refresh rates and all that. And it's just like random indie pixel game 33. And I don't mean that to be mean on those developers. Obviously, I hope the best goes for them. It's just I'm getting a little tired of the whole retro pixel art aesthetic, I guess. I'm trying to see some more recently. And I don't mean that to be mean. I'm just saying it's personal preference kind of thing. Anyways, Ubisoft's press conference was surprisingly fire. Wasn't expecting that at all. Let's just get straight into it. One of the newest games that really took me by surprise was surprisingly Roller Champions. Alright, this game instantly dropped with a demo at E3 after it was revealed, and I really enjoyed what they showed off. It has this interesting kind of rollerblade style where you're going through this dome. It's got 3 laps to go across, and you throw a football into the hoop, you score. You play with a team of 3-on-3. There's a lot of tackling. There's a lot of charging. It's kind of got that hockey feel to it. It has this kind of futuristic feel, but it's not gritty futuristic. It's just in the future. And I like that aspect of it. It's very colorful and bubbly. And I can't wait to fully deck out and customize my character. I hope it does stay free to play because at the moment it is a bit bare bones. It could definitely use some more meat on its bones. Maybe try to spice up the gameplay with racing modes where you're actually able to race through tracks and get laps and that kind of thing, and then use the balls as extra bonus points you could get on top of getting points for being in first, second, third, that kind of thing. And that would be an interesting gameplay mechanic. I don't know. Just throwing some stuff into the wind here. But overall, I thought the game was pretty interesting. I really can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. But as for now, push it to the side. It's very cool. I just want to keep my eye on it, especially. Definitely want to keep my eye on that game. Watch Dogs Legions blew me away. It's like this weird hodgepodge of a emerging story, I'm guessing, because there's so many different characters to choose from and recruit. on top of being one of these roguelikes, if you will, because your characters can die at any point, at any time in the story from the sounds of it, and being able to switch between these characters and pick up where someone left off, or start an entirely new missions and forget what the guy started, or that kind of thing, will offer a lot of interesting gameplay and story opportunities, and taking place in this weird kind of dystopian future London. It's giving me those good Black Mirror vibes, so I'm definitely here for it. The game seems interesting. I'm loving the humor behind it. I'm loving the witty jokes, and the characters are already selling me despite them just being NPCs. But the characters are really doing it for me. The voice actors are just on point. Everything about the game just seems so good, so I definitely can't wait to get my hands on it. Don't have to wait too soon because it comes out in March of 2020. Good stuff with the release date. Hopefully they stick to it, but I'm just excited. I'm really stoked. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, not much to say, just cool, new Ghost Recon. I'm gonna play it. It looks good. That's it. I'm sorry. Like it looks good. I'm loving the storyline with the whole drones being used in warfare and all that kind of stuff. I guess it's a little generic, but hey, whatever, I'll take it. It just seems interesting. I can't wait to see this kind of angle of like the ghosts kind of fighting one of their own, you know what I'm saying? That angle seems dope, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. What else can I say? And the end of the Gods and Monsters reveal was pretty cool. They're taking a break from Assassin's Creed, the team that works on that, to make something a little more new, a little more fresh. It still kind of has this like Greek mythology feel, so they're obviously definitely catering to their roots there, but it looks really cool. And from the CGI trailer presented, I'm definitely down for it. And with it coming to the Switch, I really want people to keep their eye on this game, especially with the February release date coming out so soon. So we'll get more gameplay of that in the meantime, but as of now, it looks really solid. Overall, despite them not showing as many games as I would have liked, or even catching up with some of their weird stuff, like Skull and Bones was nowhere to be seen, and obviously no Splinter Cell, pour one out for the boy Sam Fisher. However, what they showed off was gameplay at the end of the day, and it looks good, and I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with these next couple of games. So Ubisoft is going to get a C+ as well from me. Good stuff overall. Just wanted to see a little bit more. Liked everything I saw, but also it would have been nice to catch up on some of your things you revealed last year, you know what I'm saying? But hey, it's whatever. I'm not going to harp on them too much. It was a really good press conference. Just want to see a little bit more. Now for the biggest surprise, Square Enix and Final Fantasy VII Remake, dude. That blew my socks off. I cannot believe that this game is coming out so soon, and they revealed so much. The gameplay is exactly what I wanted Final Fantasy 15 to be. I wanted it to be exactly like this, gameplay style, and gosh, it just delivers on all fronts. Being able to switch between characters on the fly is going to be dope. The combo chains that are possible are going to be interesting. The materia usage and just comboing all your moves is going to be such a unique thing to see, and I cannot wait to get my hands on this game. The reveal of the fact that there's 2 Blu-ray discs, because it's that much, is shocking, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with it. Sorry, it's just this game looks gorgeous. Like, every frame of it looks beautiful, and I cannot wait, dude. I'm simply blown away. And want to know what else blew me away? The fact that they didn't stop there. Like, the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles remastered game looks really good. I'm loving what they're doing with all of that. Final Fantasy VIII being remastered looks really cool as well. Dragon Quest Builders 2 looks like a great follow-up from Dragon Quest Builders 1, adding in all the stuff people were kind of asking for. We got the co-op now, we got the multiplayer aspect of it, we have a much more expansive open world, and being able to just lay things out and instantly have them built for you, that kind of thing, and then just kind of expand upon that. Overall, really great stuff. There's also one game called Onikari coming out, which looks really dope. It's like this action RPG top-down style, kind of reminiscent of Secret of Mana and those types of games, and it looks really interesting, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Again, just the art style is really pulling me in. This kind of watercolor, kind of feudal Japan style paintings that just look dope. The art style just looks really clean. It's just crisp, dude. Dying Light 2 was a bit of a shock, but the gameplay for that looks solid. That's all I can say for now. Again, I'm gonna need to see a little bit more, but hey, it's coming out spring 2020. And of course, the Marvel Avengers game looks fire. I don't know if people are, there's some issues with the character models, but man, the game looks good, and I cannot wait to see what they're gonna do with it. A lot of great stuff going on, and of course, that summer release date of 2020 will really stick it to the man there. Little upset and bummed about the exclusivity content with PlayStation, but it's Square Enix at the end of the day. Guess it makes sense, you know, they're kind of buddy in that sense. But hey, we'll just have to wait and see what goes on with Marvel's Avengers. That game just looks really interesting, and for what they showed with the gameplay trailer, it looks fun, right? It looks like a cool pull-up game to play with your squad. Square Enix killed it, dude. They killed it. Like, I don't know how to, I know it's just like 1 or 2 games that really sold everyone, but they really knocked it out the park. Like, they took Final Fantasy 14, right, and made it look like the hypest game I've ever seen. Like, I don't play that game at all, but I want to get a subscription now because that trailer for Shadowbringers looked phenomenal. You know, Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC as like the icing on the cake. We knew it was coming. It didn't really reveal much, you know, just kind of showed a couple of snippets, but it looks so good, and just everything about this press conference was paced well. And again, like, I'm just really shocked and blown away by the variety we're getting with these games, and just the Final Fantasy VII blowout, which is really what we were there for anyways, and to have it just come out so soon, man. Like, it's months away. It's just, man, that's a lot of good stuff. I'm just gotta keep it real. Square Enix gets an A+ from me, dude. I don't care how much I'm overhyping it. They knocked it out the park. They killed it, dude. They knew exactly what they were doing, and I respect them for it. Next up is Nintendo. Gosh darn, bro. Nintendo! Nintendo! Y'all didn't have to do them like that. Alright, just when I thought Square Enix was some heat, like straight up A+, I don't care what anyone says, right? Nintendo comes out of nowhere and just hits us in the face with bangers non-stop. There wasn't a single bad game at that press conference, unless you count a remaster somewhat of Resident Evil 5. Even that's debatable. Like, I think that game is just alright. You know, Resident Evil 6 is just alright to me, you know what I'm saying? But Nintendo, bangers. Let's just get into it. First off, Astral Chains is looking gorgeous. It really made me kick into gear that I need to finish this Platinum retrospective so I can be ready in time for Astral Chains. The Witcher 3 on the Switch Complete Edition, sign me up. I want to take that game on the go, you know, on some Zelda stuff. I want to play Witcher 3 on the go and be able to take that experience with me wherever I'm at. The new Animal Crossing game, building your town from the ground up, going on this deserted island and just figuring everything out and just building and having your friends come with you. Good stuff. Alien Isolation on the Switch, unexpected, but I'm down for it. Cadence of Hyrule, again, the rhythm game coming out soon, is very cool. The Spyro Reignited trilogy, which no one was expecting. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games looking straight up fire, and possibly having a 16-bit kind of classic mode style to it, where, you know, probably just typical button mashing things, but hey, dope, you know, dope gameplay mode to add on. Maybe it's going to be the new Dream Events, we don't know, but I'm still very stoked for it. Ultimate Alliance 3 with that final kind of, I'm guessing, launch trailer to just really solidify the fact that there's going to be X-Men, all this crazy stuff in it, and then the expansion pass having Fantastic Four and even more X-Men being added to the mix is all just great. Panzer Dragoon remastered? No, remake, I'm sorry, remade? You don't have to do them like that. No More Heroes 3, my boy. Daemon X Machina looking more heat than it's ever looked. Link's Awakening remake, not only looking adorable as all heck and just being a very cutesy Zelda game that I'm really excited for. On top of that, having a dungeon creation mode, which will infinitely boost replay value. And Luigi's Mansion 3 actually looks like it's adding a bunch of new abilities and aspects to it that are going to make this game 20 times better than the 3DS game we got, and a new Contra game on top of all of that. And they didn't stop there. The Dragon Quest, the hero himself, featuring the characters from 8, 11, 4, and I believe 3 or something like that. I don't remember all the characters. I'm sorry about that. But the pro tags from those Dragon Quest games coming into Smash with their command list, with their magic points and all of that jazz. And then to announce at the very end, my boy Banjo-Kazooie, you didn't have to do him like that, Nintendo. Oh, let me calm down. Nintendo didn't just win E3. They curb stomped everyone there. They bodied you guys. It's over. Easily an S tier. Just straight up S tier. It was perfect. The pacing was on point. Never any downtime. It was just games, and they're all coming out 2019 or 2020. And just, I'm so excited. Just all the companies did very well this year. Everyone across the board. Even the shows I gave kind of C's, they still killed it. You know what I'm saying? They still did their thing. It was just stacked up against all the other stuff is what kind of brought it down. And that's unfortunate. That's the nature of E3, baby. Alright, with that out the way, let's go over our 7 press conferences and rank them in order from least greatest to the absolute greatest for E3 2019. Starting with number 7, Google. Google, man, come on. What was this conference? Alright, streaming ate the wave. It was mid. You didn't really talk about your actual service. Your games that were being talked about were just alright and they're already out and whatever. It just wasn't good, man. You guys, if you're gonna promote a new platform, you gotta show me that it's actually heat. And then on top of that, your pricing model is whack. Trash. Let's move on to the next one. Number 6 is going to be the PC gaming show, alright? It wasn't the worst thing. It just felt a little lackluster, Switch stacked up to everything else. Had a lot of cool, interesting games. Doesn't mean it was bad by any chance. It just, honestly, was lacking a little bit in my eyes. It didn't really show me a lot of games I was interested in, which sucks. But hey, if you're a PC gamer fan, you probably found a lot of good stuff there. Number 5 is going to be the Bethesda conference. Alright, Bethesda's conference. I don't know what y'all doing over there. Doom Eternal gameplay was like 6 minutes long. I went at least 20. Like, no joke. I'm sorry. No joke. I wanted a lot of time on gosh darn the Doom Eternal game, man, and they screwed that up. And the Deathloop looked interesting, but it's just like a CGI trailer, so not no one's gonna talk about it until like next E3. So you gotta wait a while. I don't even know what the game's gonna play like or look like or be like. Wolfenstein Youngblood looking nice, but it literally comes out in a month, give or take a couple weeks thrown in there. So you know, it's not like we're waiting too long. It was mid. All right, you do better next year. That's what, do better next year. Stop having your fans clap for everything. Alright, stop it. And Ghostwire looks clean, looks like some heat. The transitions were gorgeous, but I'm gonna need to see some gameplay. Y'all try again next year, okay? Y'all try again next year. Number 4 is gonna be Ubisoft's press conference. Again, wasn't bad by any means. Very good, very solid. It just had a couple things that need working out. Just, what else is there to say? It was number 4. It was great. It had a lot of good games. Just, you know, you showed Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, and I almost cried. How dare you show Sam Fisher in a mobile game and not give him a new Splinter Cell game, darn it. But we got a Tom Clancy Rainbow Six Zombie U edition. Are you kidding me? Really? Gosh darn it, man. I want a new Splinter Cell. So I'm messing around out here, Ubisoft. Get your head in the game. Went hard, but there were a couple saggy moments. Mainly the Gears of War 5 stuff. I can't stand that game, and it went on for way too long. And then, of course, the Project Scarlet stuff was also just felt a little pretentious and dragged out, which really was awkward tonal placement because they were just being, you know, very humbling about gaming in general. That it's just like, Scarlet, 5 times more powerful Xbox One. And it's like, or One X. And I'm like, okay, and is the, you know what I'm saying? But regardless, whatever. Now, number 2 is a hard one. It was close, not gonna lie. But it's gonna go to Square Enix. Alright, you guys killed it this year. Your Avengers reveal, a little made some people upset. Not gonna hold you. I was just, you know, I liked it, but it just felt like another game. You know what I'm saying? Didn't feel like an Avengers game. It just felt like a game, and that was the biggest issue there. It just felt like another game, not a Avengers game. You know, when I saw the Final Fantasy VII remake, I was like, oh my gosh, Final Fantasy VII remake. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the game. It's Final Fantasy VII. Like, that's how I was feeling. When I saw, you know, Watch Dogs Legion, I was like, let's go, it's Watch Dogs Legion. This game looks dope. I didn't just feel, oh, another Watch Dogs. And when I saw the Avengers trailer, it was just another game with Avengers. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully you guys will fix that up with maybe better editing or trailer placement. I'm not sure what it was truly about the trailer that just was kind of turning me off a little bit from it. But we'll just have to wait and see. But you guys did well. I'm not going to hold you. Good conference. Still excited for all your stuff. But I'm going to just, you know, polish up that Avengers game for us, alright? Thank you in advance. It's obviously got a long way to go. Just a couple more months are out, but overall good stuff. Number 1 is Nintendo. They killed it this year. I know I'm a Nintendo channel, that's bad bias, but hey, listen, put it in an actual gamer's perspective, like real talk, real talk. Panzer Dragoon's coming back, my boy. You know, Daemon X Machina, a new kind of Armored Core style mech game. They're really, you know, they're flexing a lot of cool new IPs. Astral Chains, a brand new IP. We're getting so much good original content and remaking of old games that are like way obscure. You know, again, like Panzer Dragoon, bringing back Contra. Like, those are some obscure kind of games at these kinds of days. You know, Contra was popular, you know, back in the day. You know, even during the DS, Contra 4, when that came out, it was just falling off. You know, even though WaveForward was at the helm. But now, things are just blossoming back. And again, Astral Chains and all those games, ooh, they killed it, dude. A lot of them are 2019 as well. So like, you could expect that this bad boy right here is about to get a lot of play from me. Very excited for the future of Nintendo. And I could just say without a doubt they killed it this year. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sorry if it was a little lengthy. I'm just giving you my full E3 roundup, wrap-up, analysis, whatever you guys want to call it. Review, if you will. And I just thoroughly enjoyed this year. It was one of my favorite E3s of all time, no joke. Just so many good reveals, so many, just knowing that these games we've been hearing about for years ago and years ago and years ago are finally coming out and just like they're so close, it's mouth-watering, you know. It's like when RE2 got that announcement of like January 25th and it was out, you know what I'm saying? So just keeping it real. I'm very, very excited to see what they're going to do with the future of all these games. I'm curious to see what the development cycles are going to be. A lot of these games are early 2020. I'm expecting delays, but then again, they straight up drop real release dates. I'm talking full time date stamp release dates. So that's the thing that I'm like, hold on, this is a delay hours. You like, this is going to be, we're the end game now. You feel me? Like, these games are coming out. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going on, but we'll just have to wait and see. Overall, if you guys like my content, then you already know what to do. You've been on YouTube long enough if you enjoy everything. And if you're already a subscriber, then please hit the bell icon, because that's the only way you can be notified of my content. And YouTube doesn't do a good job of promoting that stuff, especially for smaller channels. So if you could come through, that'd be great. Overall, let's have a discussion down below in the comment section. I want to hear what your guys' favorite games announced at E3 were. I'm also going to do a second video talking about the VR games at E3 I'm most looking forward to as well. With that all being said, my name is Young Falcon. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Peace.